Tonight on the Local Live, the town of Mamaroneck unveils a historic book showcase. See how the community thanked the brave for Veterans Day. Post Wine and Spirits has some recommendations for your Thanksgiving feast. And 7 MHS seniors sign commitments to play sports at college. Good evening, it's Thursday, November 15th. I'm Sibylla Chipaziwa, and welcome to the Local Live. Tonight's live roundtable with Town Councilman Jeffrey King has been postponed due to the inclement weather. We just received the first snowfall of the season, followed by rain and freezing temperatures. Please do be careful out there. The Mamaroneck Town Council received its tentative 2019 budget. The $40 million budget includes the services that maintain safety and enhances the town's quality of life, as well as those used by Larchmont and the village of Mamaroneck. This is an increase of 3.5% from the 2018 budget. The town's finances are in good standing thanks to its conservative approach. However, challenges came from maintaining the town's capital infrastructure as well as the limits of non-property tax revenues. Property taxes in the town make up 66% of its revenue sources. More information on the tentative town budget for 2019 can be viewed on the town's website on your screen now. The Mamaroneck School Board has approved 9 student grants totaling $10,000. The grants will award new adaptive culinary equipment to help students with special needs, community outreach through lacrosse in East Harlem, performing arts theater classes, and grants supporting a new physics club, among others.
We are really excited about the variety and scope of the student grants this first pilot year. They vary from adaptive culinary equipment that will help students with special needs gain independence to supporting MHS students as they provide community outreach through lacrosse in East Harlem. Another really compelling grant supports the Multicultural Club's 3-part program entitled This is America, Race Today. This program invites Epic Theater, a youth ensemble who uses theater to promote social justice, to perform at the MLK Assembly and then return to run workshops and help the students create vignettes to further explore topics of race and diversity. We also have grants supporting a new physics club that plans to attend national physicist tournaments, as well as a grant for the Mamaroneck Aeronautics Rocketry Society. And I just want to highlight one last grant, the Performing Arts Audition Master Classes, where Broadway performing artists and college professors will run a series of 3 master classes teaching students how to craft a professional audition.
The Mamaroneck School Board will vote on the $49.7 million capital bond on November 27th. The bulk of the costs are going toward various construction projects district-wide. Remember, you can watch full school board and municipal meetings at lmctv.org by clicking on the Videos tab. On Election Day, the town of Mamaroneck celebrated the debut of its historic records going on display in the town center lobby. Thanks to funding from the New York State Archives grant, the town has preserved and restored more than 30 books of various historical records. Town Clerk Christina Battaglia hosted the event, which featured Mamaroneck's 1862 military enrollment in a new display case right by her office. Expect records in the display case to be rotated. Be sure to make a stop at Town Center to have a taste of history.
I watch the Local Live so that I can ask questions about my community.
Caller, go ahead.
I watch so I can find out what's going on the go.
Because I catch up at any time, from anywhere, and see any show. Shh!
You tell us, we air it. This is
The community honored those that have served their country. Here are some highlights from various ceremonies on Veterans Day.
No other nation or combination of nations will ever successfully challenge our armed forces. Any attempt to attack America, an America defended by such devoted troops, would be folly for any nation foolish enough to try. If this magnificent democracy ever fails, it will be taken down by internal divisions. Because we have allowed shrill and angry voices to divide us. Voices that tell us to fear our diversity rather than celebrating it, as the source of the strength that it's been for the past 242 years. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. That is our national motto. That is a bedrock American belief.
Thank you for your service to our country, which is so important, and thank you so much for your service to our community, because you keep us focused on important things, and we really appreciate and cherish all of you, so thank you.
It's an honor for me to stand here today just to say a few words about Veterans Day. For those of you who may not have been here with us in the past few years, this memorial case behind me honors Mamaroneck, Larchmont, and Rhinebeck students killed in Vietnam from 1965 until 1971. This showcase was created in the spring of 2012. Inspired by the desires of one Vietnam veteran, Sal Tickley.
Those who have served and those currently serving in the uniformed service of the United States are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured and still may be enduring the agonies of pain, deprivation, and imprisonment. Veterans have given us freedom, security, and the greatest nation on earth. It is impossible to price tag on that. We must remember them, we must appreciate them, and God bless you all for being here. God bless our veterans, and God bless America.
Local students are one step closer to becoming international recognized artists after winning the Larchmont Lions Club International Peace Poster Contest.
Local students from the French-American School, Homix, Rhinebeck, and Albert Lenin Middle Schools, among others, have won the Lions International Peace Poster Contest in Larchmont on November 8th. The Lions Peace Poster Contest is an annual worldwide competition for children, encouraging them to express their vision of world peace through art. This year's theme was Kindness Matters. A winning poster from each school was selected by a panel of judges based on originality, artistic merit, and portrayal of the contest theme. Copies of the winning posters will be displayed in the local libraries. The 5 winning posters will advance through the district into the international competition, with international winner announced at a United Nations event in the spring. Mia Lee from Albert Leonard, French Americans Kira Leedy, and Kylie Wishner from Homix were among the first place winners present.
The holiday season is a week away. We stopped into Post Wine and Spirits in Larchmont to get some suggestions for your Thanksgiving feast.
Hey there, my name is Jake and I'm the owner of Post Wine and Spirits here in Larchmont, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about some holiday wine selections, some good things that you want to look for pairing with holiday wines. One of the things we always like to recommend is a Sancerre. And why we like this is that the Sancerre region gives you a nice limestone chalky soil. And that makes the wine a little bit softer, and a little bit more food friendly. With turkey next to stuffing, something a little bit bigger in a wine, Chardonnay, California Chardonnay is a classic. You do get those nice oaky, creamy tones. The wood is a great complement to the turkey, so if you want to have a white wine with dinner, that's something that will stand up. The other thing that a lot of people overlook because they feel it's a summer wine is rosé. Rosé is simply a great red wine that sees minimal skin contact. So for you red wine drinkers who don't want to go too heavy against a lighter meal, especially if it's a vegetarian meal, rosé is a great option. As we get into red wines, one of the most kind of broad palate pairings you can do with Thanksgiving is a Pinot Noir. Now Pinot Noir gives you that really nice silky, earthy. You should look for something that's less fruit driven and a little more terroir driven, which is why Oregon is great, France is great. You can get those really nice food-friendly Pinot Noirs that are going to complement the turkey, the stuffing, the gravy, the cranberries. It's going to go with all of the above, but not overpower anything. Although if you do want a slightly bigger wine than a Pinot Noir, I say step up to Syrah. Here I have a French one, which is a Crozes Hermitage, and they are a little bit bigger, but you get a little more of that earthiness rather than the big cab structure. Nothing wrong with big cabs, you know, they're fantastic, but sometimes they can eclipse a meal. Thanksgiving is also a great time to splurge a little bit. This is, it's the holidays, it's about your company, but it's also about you. It's about celebrating life, taking advantage of those little opportunities, and maybe spending a little extra on something fun. And if you want to do that, there's 3 places you can go, and one of which is Chateauneuf-du-Pape. And Chateauneuf-du-Papes are expressive, they're complex, but they're elegant and they're beautiful, and they will really, really make that dinner. They'll really complement that. In Pinot Noir, if you want to go to a higher end, you can go to something like a Burgundy. Here I have the Corton Grancy. I think it's one of the really expressive ones, especially for its price point. And then if you wanted to go into an Italian wine, Brunello di Montalcino is one of my favorite things to pair with Thanksgiving dinner. They are earthy. They do have a lot of character. They have got, you know, the age on them, so they're really put together. They've already got a lot of life in them, and they've got a lot of layers to it that it's going to spread out across your table depending on what part of the meal you're on. So it's something that's going to be flexible depending on where you're in the meal. And again, they're sometimes a little more expensive, but for the holidays, you're worth it.
Whether you decide to splurge on your holiday libations or not, keep in mind various ways you cannot waste food.
Hi, I'm Beth Radow. With holiday season upon us, we're entering the food feasting portion of the year. How often has your jaw dropped at the abundant leftovers at Thanksgiving and holiday parties, followed by a heavy dose of guilt, knowing that the leftover food would go to waste? In September, the United States Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agency jointly announced the first ever National Food Waste Reduction goal of 50% by 2030. This announcement coincided with the meeting of the United Nations General Assembly on Global Sustainable Development Practices. The staggering news is that as a nation, approximately 40% of the food we produce never gets eaten. We throw out the equivalent of more than 35 million tons of food a year. On average, each of us throws out 1/2 pound or more of food a day, every day, and it adds up. If you have been trying unsuccessfully to save money and want to find the easiest way to capture that money, change how you buy and store your food. According to research done by food expert Dana Gunders, the average American family throws out the equivalent of $2,225 worth of food every year. Consider this too, when you throw away food, it's not just the food that gets tossed, but also the finite natural resources such as water, soil, and fossil fuel consumed to grow the food and transport the food from the farm to the grocery store and cart it later as trash to the municipal landfill or incinerator. And also the food waste that goes to our landfills and incinerators emits greenhouse gases that contribute to pollution and climate change. So that's the bad news. The good news is that every one of us can contribute and benefit from solving America's food waste challenge. Here are simple tips to take action, save money, and sustain our planet. Eat what is in your refrigerator and freezer before buying more food. Buy only the food you need. If you go for the buy one, get one free promotions for perishable food, vacuum seal, freeze, or can the extra food so it remains edible. Eat leftovers. The internet is filled with recipes for leftover food. Don't toss food just because the best by date has passed. Let your nose and taste buds be your guide, not the date on the packaging. Compost food scraps for your garden. And make every day Thanksgiving. If you find you have unopened, canned, or dry food you don't plan to eat, donate it to the food pantry located in Mamaroneck's Community Resource Center at 134 Center Street. The food pantry's suggested foods include cereal, canned meat and tuna, canned soup, pasta and rice, canned or dried beans, and peanut butter. Every one of us can make a difference. Please, let's work together to achieve the 2030 goal of reducing America's food waste by 50% ahead of schedule. The sooner we conserve how we produce and consume our food, the more effectively we can sustain our planet and secure our children's future. Until next time, remember, the best way to predict the future is to create.
And here's what's happening around town. The Village of Mamaroneck Recreation Department's 52nd annual Turkey Trot and Gobbler Race is this Sunday, November 18th. The 1-mile Gobbler Race starts at 9 a.m. and the 5K Turkey Trot for ages 12 and up kicks off at 10 o'clock. Participants will be able to register in person at the Village Recreation Department located at the Stephen E. Johnston Beach Pavilion at Harbor Island Park from tomorrow, Friday 16th through race day. Visit the link on your screen now for more information, including street closures. After the race on Sunday, check out the 5th annual Acapella Festival at Mamaroneck High School, hosted by the Westchester Chordsmen. The event is free and will run from 2 to 5 p.m. If you can't attend but still want to hear some awesome harmonies, LMC TV will be recording the event. Be sure to check out the video section on our website next week for the clip. The most wonderful time of the year is almost here. Westchester's Winterland returns for its 5th season, starting on Black Friday, November 23rd through New Year's Eve, December 31st. For tickets and more information on the schedule, visit www.winterland.com.
LMC Cast. The whole system is fine. All right, cool. Do you want to? Well, I definitely would recommend doing podcasts if you are someone that likes to get something off the chest, or you want to just talk about anything in the world that just might interest you. Podcast here at LMC TV is amazing.
I hope you're listening out there.
On Wednesday, Mamaroneck High School honored 7 seniors signing letters of intent on National Signing Day to play for NCAA Division I schools next year. The list of Star Tigers includes lacrosse players Sydney Wedner, Sarah Bennett, and J.B. Garner, field hockey players Elizabeth Brissett and Sophie Layton, softball player Gianna Magrino, and swimmer Kim Jogas. Congratulations on your commitment to continue to play the sports you love. Fundraising season is nigh at LMC TV, and one of the ways you can donate is to buy a piece of our community mural located in our town center studio. We plan to use the funds towards a production van, which will help LMC TV and give us the ability to broadcast community events live on location and more, just like the video we covered from Harbor Island last week. Thank you to all who have donated, as now we are more than halfway there. Find out how you can put together another piece to the puzzle by visiting lmctv.org/communitymural. We are here because of you, and we love hearing from our viewers. Please send all emails, comments, inquiries, news tips, pictures, and videos to thelocallive@lmctv.org. Remember, if you missed Thursday's live broadcast, you can catch replays of The Local Live twice a day on this channel and find story clips on our YouTube channel. Link on your screen now. Be sure to also follow us on Facebook, where we stream live every Thursday night, and keep an eye out for some unique content. Thank you for watching The Local Live. I'm Sibylla Chipaziwa, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, November 29th. Have a good night, and have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.